ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the Terran music. Could be the last time you hear it tonight. In the bottom left-hand corner, the gentleman who is currently up 4-1. If he takes this game, he takes it all. It's Polt. His opponent in the top right-hand corner, he cannot lose a game. He has lost the last 3 in a row. From Team Prime, it is Creator.
That is absolutely right. And of course, we're on an even number game, and as we discussed last time, that means that Polt is going to go for a 1-Rax Marine Reaper, this time into a Tech Lab and 2 Barracks, because he did that in games 2 and 4, and in games 1, 3, and 5, he went for a Marine Reaper expand into a factory.
Kevin, you're really good at picking up on things while you're casting and remembering them.
Thank you.
I think you have a part-time librarian who shelves things for you while you commentate in your mind.
It's my wife. Yes. She keeps me organized for everything, so I'm attributing it to her. So
I need those implants. I'm reading some crazy sci-fi right now.
Yeah.
Everybody gets implants in the brain.
It's pretty much standard sci-fi fare, really. Just everyone just gets implants.
On any other day, I would talk way more about it, but this has the potential to be the last game of the night. So,
and no Polt! I made a bold prediction. He's going to go Command Center first. I'm so sad right now.
Does this mean that she gets fired? We really...
No. She has a pretty good track record.
All right.
So this is going to be Command Center first.
Chalk it up to a review.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you remember, actually, in game number 2, I joked around about Polt going for, in game 2 and 4, the Marine Reaper expand, and then going into a, something else afterwards, Tech Lab. But he did go, if you remember, in game number 2, which he didn't do in game number 4, a very, very quick 3 Command Center build. And that's the only time, actually, in this entire set that we've seen that from him. Creator, on the other hand, I don't know what he's expecting. He got out to scout early again, and he's set up for a decent expand build himself, too. As soon as he sees this Command Center, let's see if he drops off of gas, and he is. He's already pulling away his probes.
Yep. We will see a fast Nexus here. He's got 60 gas, so he's got more than enough to start Warp Gate. Behind it, 2 Barracks for Polt. And I will be interested to see if Creator opts to go... Actually, with the Cyber Core, he doesn't really need to go for cannons. He's actually already started mining gas once again, so... Yeah, and he's going to have, well, slowly, but yeah, he's certainly getting it right now, and he'll have that 100 gas prepared so he can not just, when his, in a second, he'll be able to get Warp Gate and that Stalker here. So freaking cool. You could view it as, why don't you mine the 100 gas and then take off and put on minerals? But actually, that's because you would get your minerals later. You would get your gas faster, and he wants to get his minerals faster so that he can drop his Nexus. So he only took off for a couple of seconds, and then he put back onto gas just seconds later. So yeah.
You are absolutely right. So, because otherwise, what would have happened was he would have gotten his gateway or his Stalker and his Nexus at about the same time, but now the Nexus is a few seconds quicker along.
Yeah, so. Great point actually. To point it out.
So for the time being, let's go ahead and take a look at things. Polt's producing Marines 2 at a time. He's got a 3rd Barracks on the way. No gas for him quite yet, as he continues just to sit back and play with unupgraded Marines for a while. That's going to keep him safe against any sort of pressure at the front. He's got an expansion out quicker than his opponent. The only real advantage, of course, that Creator's going to be carrying is that gas and eventually a quicker tech transition.
2 refineries now down for Polt, taking him around 30 supply with 2nd, 3rd Barracks getting ready to wrap up.
Hello, Creator, going for a 3rd Nexus.
Wow. So, all right, first, just mention, the Protoss actually benefits the least out of having an additional base. Having an additional base than any other race in the game. Terrans, mules, scans, and supply depot drops really, really good. Zerg able to produce off those hatcheries, super valuable. In this situation, Creator taking a large risk going for this fast Nexus. Minimal benefit if he secures it, but he may very well not. Polt's moving across the map, making a lot of damage here. Oh, these Stalkers are on opposite sides. If Polt gets lucky with this, he could actually kill both of these Stalkers.
All right, well, it looks like Creator is going to pick up on this here in a second, and he does very quickly, so he's going to start picking away at these unupgraded Marines. And, of course, Stalkers will actually dispatch of those fairly quickly, so this is actually a really good pickup now for Creator, who hasn't lost that much in the way of wow, Polt's really chasing these down. He really wants to kill these Stalkers.
All right, so no real damage going to be dealt. We'll see if a probe goes down. Stalker.
Oh,
wow.
Just with the last shot.
That was from a movie that I'm not remembering the name of right now, where they can wrap bullets.
Wanted?
Wanted. I knew you'd know it, Kevin. I knew you would.
But
he hooked it around the Nexus.
Yes, and I agree with you that Protoss players get the least advantage from a third base, but I will actually say that I fully support his risk to go for this, because while it is not going to be as big of a benefit as if he was Zerg or if he was Terran, he is still going to receive a massive influx of economy about 2 minutes from now, because he's going to spend the next 2 minutes doing nothing but chrono boosting or producing probes, 3 at a time. Once he gets up to about 65, 70 though, 65 I guess is probably about the sweet spot, he is going to have a massive influx in economy.
So actually, I'm just realizing that Polt never saw that third.
No, he didn't. He actually just scanned and saw what was going on at the natural, saw that the destructible rocks were still being picked away at, but that's all he knows so far.
All right, so Creator is going to have that massive economic influx as we were talking about, but right now his production tab is somewhat limited.
That's right.
Size.
And this is the problem, because right now there are 17 bio units moving across the map that are soon going to have the stim pack available to them. They'll be able to do massive amounts of damage, especially if Polt picks up on the fact that this third base is open. But if Creator holds this, then he's in a really good spot himself.
I feel like Creator should have made a mothership core here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's a really good utility unit to have against early aggression. Time Warp is just invaluable. And then any extra energy that you have, you can spend, actually converting it into DPS.
And Polt does indeed see that this expansion is up, and we'll see how he reacts to this. Stim is finishing right now. The Gateway unit's starting to climb for Creator at the moment, who is at a 12-worker advantage.
Well, Polt's not looking like he's going to be going home anytime soon. Probe is going to be deterred away here from the third base, getting picked off.
It's a nice way to say killed, deterred from wanting to look at that base anymore. Seems very like dystopian future.
Creator, he's just dying so much. A dystopian future.
Yeah. All right, so Photon Cannon's going down right now. Really, I'm glad people are starting to finally see their use right now, even against Terran players. Just the amount it delays Marines, and it really gives you moments to react. So obviously you don't want to spam your base with them as you would against, say, a Zerg player and Zerglings, but you certainly need a couple out there, and they really do provide a lot of utility.
Yeah, they're really good at stunting the effectiveness of mobility, I think, is maybe the thing that we'll focus on there. Zerg is so mobile, so having cannons is really helpful. Terran is more mobile than Protoss, so a couple is merited.
Okay, this is actually the spot where it's pretty rough now for Creator, because this is the exact moment when Polt has had the maximum amount of advantage from only being on 2 bases and having the most units, to where Creator Prime starts to cross over. So Polt needs to go now. If he doesn't, and Creator Prime is able to hold on to this for a while, he'll have gained himself that advantage that he wanted from going for a third command center.
This is the map, however, where Polt and Creator did, or I am saying this right, Polt and Creator faced off. It was actually, it was Bomber, that's why I'm confusing it right now. But remember, Creator did die to drop play on this very map at IPL 5.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bad situation. Creator's trying to make his way back with whatever units he can right now, but that's the power of the Photon Cannon. The Photon Cannon actually delayed these forces. This was all damage that would have been done to that Nexus had it been able to actually sit there for a little while, but because the bio units were forced away from that for a second, they couldn't just sit and decide to try and pick off the Nexus and suicide themselves.
Great point to make. Creator doing a very good job now defending against this, even without a mothership core, which of course does have Photon Overcharge available to it. I'm stunned he still hasn't made one. We're now 13 minutes into the game, but
yeah. I mean, just really now, Creator has been able to hold on to this.
It actually did. It popped out as that drop came in. I'm mistaken.
Oh, yep, there you go. 100% correct. So, Mothership Core actually down to just 8 hit points. So, so let's see here now as Polt unloading his forces, getting ready once again. We can see, though, I'm a little bit surprised that Creator hasn't decided to do any sort of harassment, whether it be through warp prisms. The investment in a Stargate to get an Oracle doesn't make sense right now, of course, because that's a huge investment to make for just one harass unit. But I'm still surprised he hasn't tried to get mobile in any way, shape, or form. I know this is Creator Prime's strength, just sitting back and bunkering up, but I think he's got to do something to kind of beat Polt at his own game. Yeah,
this is Heart of the Swarm. It's a game less reliant on that. Creator is coming forward right now with his multitude of charge lots. He's getting split right now as these forces come in from the right-hand side. The Archon getting in some very nice damage here versus those ground units. But where is the rest of Creator's army?
It's a lot of it's being warped in right now, but what just happened? Creator and a bunch of units that were firing at the factory just a second ago? I don't really understand why that was the case. And now this is a little bit rough. There we go. Nexus taking some revenge the Protoss race there, as that was just really weird. I thought Creator had more than enough units to be able to deal with that, and half his units were actually just focusing this factory.
All right, well, Photon Overcharge was just used, so that's going to expose Creator a little bit to some vulnerability. I think he still does have his Mothership Core, but the energy on it is extremely low.
Yeah.
And Polt may strike here in, 30 seconds or so with some ridiculous drop play.
All right, well, this is a lot of charge lots, and actually, how many? The upgrades are actually pretty good. 2-1 upgrades there, 1-1 for Polt. Yeah, and those you can see how effective that those charge lots are going to be able to sneak up on them, continue to close and do massive amounts of damage. Now, Polt is going to a 4th base, building his 5th inside of the middle at the same time the Creator tries to establish his own 4th, but his came up a little bit later. So, Creator's now at that point where he theoretically should be receiving the best benefit from this early 3 bases, but he doesn't even cancel his Nexus. And things are just looking really bleak for him.
Polt tried to come in from the back and pick off any Colossi that would be lagging behind while he knew that Creator would be heading to the left to defend that Nexus. Mm-hmm. Really, really smart stuff here out of Polt. He's just... I feel like he's kind of pulling Creator apart, manipulating him pretty well in having his army be where he wants it to be at that time.
All right, well, a few ghosts included are certainly not going to hurt anything, especially with this amount of Zealots and High Templar. Just the shields present on those going away would be massive to Polt's attack here, as the DPS of his units will make up for the rest. And is he going to engage this? There is one Colossus sitting there. Second is on the way. Polt has a lot of units that he's brought to this, though, and you see how these Zealots are just running in a few at a time, and unfortunately weren't able to do all the damage that he would have liked. And Polt has so many medevacs right here that the storms are actually largely being negated. He's able to heal up his units almost instantly and punishes this back. What an incredible attack from Polt.
That really was. Those Zealots just not able to get in there together and actually do the damage he needed, although he had a beautiful timing because Polt is just having 2-2 finish here in about 5 or 10 seconds, so his upgrades were only at 1-1 there, but it still was too much, even with the 2-1 upgrades for Creator, and he's going to get out of there. Look at how damaged those medevacs are.
Yeah.
But so he gets out of there with his units.
Yeah, but I mean, the power of all those medevacs right there cannot be overstated. Yeah. Polt's army should have been crushed flat by the positioning that Creator had. Maybe not crushed flat, but Polt had such good unit control. He had such good presence of mind to split everything up the way he did that I'm really impressed with the way he handled that. So now, let's take stock of the situation afterwards. Polt is sitting on a 4th base. Creator is sitting on a 4th base. Polt has already got command center number 5, 6, and 7 either on the way or done at the moment. So he's going to be able to take pretty much the rest of the map. Creator now has to make a very conscious decision. Does he invest in tech? Does he invest in expanding and drawing this out to a super late game? And I don't really know what he's going to choose.
Yeah, it's going to get tough. Shields upgrades are on the way. This is the point in time where you may start moving into air as the Protoss player, but I mean, overall, these guys are still equal in supply. Lots of splash damage being created by Creator. That's a little redundant. 3-3 on the way at this time for Polt. Ship weapons level 2. I mean, overall, I still like Polt's position, although he's a little behind in supply right now. And I'm wondering when Creator's going to start moving, into some Stargate tech.
But this is the power of Polt, right? He's going to get out there and try and stretch his opponent's multitasking again, boosting away with his medevacs. Unfortunately, actually boosting and... okay, there we go. He switches the route of these medevacs, so he hopefully gets away from the vision of the Zealots before he drops in.
Well, these medevacs are going to go for a big drop. The Mothership, of course, would be able to recall them if it becomes a huge problem.
Yeah, but now command centers 5, 6, and 7 are done. 8 is now on the way. At the same time, Polt is getting chased back here through the middle of the map. Creator may want to do some damage, but that's exactly when Polt is going to boost in, drop his payload, and start trying to take out Nexuses.
Creator knows he can't go home from here, so he's going to push across the map. This is going to be the engagement that decides it for Creator. He needs to win this decisively, but Planetaries are finishing at the exact moment that Creator needs them. Storm doing tons of damage on his own units. EMP's going down on them as well. Creator, his Colossi, not able to engage in the fight. Too busy shooting on the Planetary. He will win this engagement, but not nearly as efficient as I think he could have. Meanwhile, the third cleaned up by Polt.
That's right. And now Polt's going to be able to move into the natural pretty easily. So really, Creator has to kill a couple of bases here. The best part for Polt is that he's already got 8 command centers done. So he'll be able to replenish his economy very quickly. It's just a matter of whether he can actually staunch the flow of this army. If he does that with the amount of damage he's doing to his opponent's base, he wins the game.
He's killing off the Stalkers one by one, and once they fall, there is no reinforcement potential here for Creator Prime. The Colossi are getting ready to fall. There's nothing to back them up, and there it is, GG from Creator Prime. Polt takes it 5-1.
That's right. So Polt is your new Fight Club champion, our first Heart of the Swarm Fight Club champion too.
Yeah.
Playing so well there and demolishing Creator Prime after Creator Prime won the last 4 weeks very convincingly.
I will say though that these games out of Creator looked entirely 100% Wings of Liberty except for the Mothership Core. I know I said 100%. So I'll change it to 95%
well,
to appease everybody
I
out there,
will say what Polt did with his Marine Reaper expands in 5 out of 6 games, obviously couldn't have done that in Wings of Liberty. And then the way he was utilizing 2 Widowmine drops were actually really, really cool as well. You're right, though. Polt always fell back on his very tried and true bio play, which he loved in Wings of Liberty.
Oh, did I say Polt? I meant Creator.
Yeah,
I said Polt.
No, I thought you just meant the series in general. From Creator as well. We had one game where we had a proxy star.
But he still went Void Ray.
Yes.
Which is...
Well, I mean, obviously, Void Rays have had changes, but you're right. Yeah. It's not like we saw that big Oracle harass that we've been seeing out of so many players recently.
Yeah. And we didn't... yeah. Overall, I mean, it was a fantastic set out of these guys. Regardless, I think we'll see their playstyles evolve as we see more Heart of the Swarm practice out of them. Everybody is looking forward to that release.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's just a few days away now. And, guys, that's going to be it for us tonight. But thank you for tuning in. Polt has just won $900, and he advances as the Fight Club champion. So catch us on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube is at IGNProLeague. Personally, I'm at Kevin Nagi. He's at Kibbles. That's going to be it for us tonight. We'll see you later.
Later, guys.